Okay, I'm not streaming to my piano channel. Good. Maybe we'll give the stream a minute not to disconnect. But I guess since we're mostly looking at title screens for the first minute or so, let's just go ahead and get this rolling.
And let's hope we don't have the same technical issues that we had last time.
So yeah, this is Henry Hatsworth in the Puzzling Adventure, and did my stream already go down again? Or is Twitch just being a pain?
Yeah, I can't. How?
The YouTube stream is still fine, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is on Twitch.
Gonna reset just to make sure.
You know, last time when you reset the stream, that caused a lot of problems. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I'm gonna let this sit here for a bit. You can listen to this amazing, like, chorus of old men. So yeah, one of the things about this game actually is I actually met a couple of the developers. This game was like kind of instrumental into driving my love for like video game programming and all that sort of thing. But this game in particular inspired me because it was a US based, like it's made by EA, so it's like made out of the US and yet has a lot of the same Nintendo polish.
You know, back before EA turned into a bunch of idiots.
I think they were already pretty bad in 09.
Yeah. Is this like a Professor Layton-esque game?
Not really, no. This is a platformer, a double-screen platformer. That would
platformer?
only work. It would only work on the DS or something with a touch screen like the DS. And it's one of the cleverest uses of it, I think. But at any rate, I could go on at length, but it looks like the stream is working today, so let's go ahead and get this started. Let's actually...
Shall we?
Let's actually pull up the thing so I can actually get button inputs to work. Apologize for the crusty audio. I don't know if that's from the game itself or if it's the emulator, but...
Man, Vinny's lingo really does rub off on us.
Yeah, it does.
Even I've been saying that word more.
Yeah, that sounds a little too bad. Let me see if I can fix that. I don't know what that buffer size means. That doesn't help. I mean, I don't mind about audio lag in this. This isn't Mother 3, so I'll up it a bit. Maybe that'll help. Now there's no audio at all. Excellent.
And we're already off to a good start.
Let's reset this again. Hopefully this buffer length is better.
I just really wasn't expecting a game like this from EA. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's made by just kind of...
I remember NASCAR Racing 2000 or something that they published for the N64. That was some good stuff.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to deal with the audio being a little bit like this. Not all the tracks are like this, so... Like I was test playing a couple of levels and it sounded fine.
Here we are in TikTok clock, I see.
Yep.
Is this game like all 2D sprites?
Yeah, this is a traditional 2D game, but we've got a little bit of a hand-drawn-ish intro sequence.
I really wish this was the standard for DS games, to be honest.
Yeah.
Instead of like having weird 3D model work.
Yeah, this has a really nice orchestral soundtrack to it here. Forgot about this little opening story here. And I hope the audio quality is better than this, generally.
What
This sounds fine. Complete with sim-like, babbling sounds.
I can't look at the word culture without thinking of the term, you uncultured swamp. Friggin' Potato Head in Toy Story, dude.
I'm just so desensitized to like games that have this sort of Sims babble.
Yeah.
Just played way too much Animal Crossing in my life.
When you play Animal Crossing, when you play Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, yeah.
I love how in Animal Crossing New Leaf, you can't even turn off like the animal babble noise. It's like, you're gonna listen to this and you're gonna like it.
I mean, it's not all terrible. Isabelle is
Oh,
still
I don't mind it or
talking
anything. It's just like, this is the first game to not give you the option.
And hey, we're straight into the game here. Yeah, this is a little tutorial zone where we get to learn how our movement works. We can jump right in there and kill ourselves before we even have any enemies.
The Mega Man X approach to tutorial levels.
This one I forgot. I was testing the game. It's like, how do I drop through this platform? You have to jump down them. This isn't Smash where you just tap down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Isn't Kirby like that? Where you have to like press the button
I
down?
believe so, yeah.
Most games, I imagine, are like that.
Not Smash, though. Nah, we're too cool to push an additional button.
You know, I appreciate it when these games let you just walk up staircases instead of like having to jump up individual stairs.
And magic things are afoot. We're now playing a DS game.
Have to kind of squint to see some of the text on the bottom screen.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
the dialogue isn't exactly the most clear.
Shoot, I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, it's still perfectly readable. You just gotta look a little more carefully.
Yeah, you gotta focus just a slight bit, but
So-
otherwise it's okay.
So I don't remember how optional the tutorials here are. Like, I think that it kind of forces you through some of it, so I'm not gonna bother explaining what the game will explain in so many words later.
Look, as long as this isn't Sun and Moon, I am perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'm actually playing through Ultra Moon again.
I should really stop comboing these early guys when I'm, like, not even getting any gems for it yet.
Man, so I thought you said this isn't Mother 3.
You can get way higher than 16 hit combos, trust me.
I always thought that was a weird number in that game to cap out combos on.
It's 4 measures.
Yeah.
Except when it's, you know, like,
Yeah.
1 and
It's not.
11/16 measure. Like some ridiculous,
Yeah, is like the Masked Man variant of Strong One is like has the weirdest time signature ever.
Yep.
But
Welcome to
I
the
did not
stream,
take
John
music
Bob.
theory. I do not know enough about that.
Man, I hate how I keep accidentally mashing through short text boxes here. The best dressed man could wear the suit. I mean, that seems kind of like circular, honestly.
I wish like every game had like the thing Paper Mario did where you could like read boxes that you skipped.
Oh
Just
yeah,
go back.
the Z button.
Like I wish that was the standard for some of these games.
For that matter, holding down the B button to skip through them all. And this is where we get puzzle tutorials. Hopefully I can skip some of them. But yeah, blah 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 blah. Okay, so controls. You don't need to know this. So basically, the top screen is platforming action, whereas the bottom screen is Yoshi's what's the
Yoshi's
game?
Cookie?
Yoshi's Safari style matching 3.
I thought Yoshi's Cookie was like the Tetris-esque one.
Oh shoot, forgot. I was trying to match all 5.
Man, Yoshi has some of the most obscure spin-offs, I swear.
Including Yoshi, which is not the same thing as Yoshi's Cookie or any of those others.
I remember things like Tetris Attack and Pokemon Puzzle Game.
Tetris Attack, that's the name of the game. What did I say? Yoshi's Safari is completely different.
Yeah, I know, wasn't that like on
That's the
rails?
Super Scope game, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the whole idea here is the screens are interlinked. If you kill an enemy, it'll go down to the bottom screen, and you have to kill it there for it to disappear for good.
Oh, so Bowser's Inside Story.
Like if you let it escape, it'll just start wreaking havoc as a block on the top screen. But they also get you more super meters, so they have a purpose like that.
This game has freaking meter. I can't not think of the freaking Final Smash meter or any fighting game, 2D fighter that has a freaking special meter.
Yeah, like I sort of blitzed by earlier, if you fill the meter up once, it turns you into young Hatsworth, and that gives you extra health until you like fall below the threshold to use it again. And once you fill it up again after that, you get something else, which won't be shown here, but we'll see it eventually. Yeah, that meter on the left gives me a limited amount of time to do things in the puzzle, but it's pretty lenient. Like, you can basically just keep...
Yeah, timed puzzles aren't usually my strong suit.
Like, so long as you can, like, play Tetris Attack relatively quickly. You don't need to be, like, a master or anything. So long as you can do single combos relatively quickly, you'll never get kicked out of the puzzle. Until bosses start messing with the puzzle meter or other things, which does happen.
The most puzzle game I've ever really done is Puyo Puyo.
I have never played that one or any of its variants.
And even then, that's mostly just because Sonic Mania forces you to do it.
This is true.
Like a la Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Yeah. I mean, I played a bit of Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine because I have the Sonic Mega Collection.
I have Mega Collection as well. I've also played Dr. Mario.
Yeah, I played Dr. Mario in Smash.
Take note here. Cole is like the underappreciated little intern guy. This will not at all have repercussions later in the story.
Totally not.
Oh, is this a modern Disney twist?
Yeah, off we go. And if you, for some reason, followed my YouTube account back in like 2012 when I rarely uploaded, well, the very first guy gives an extra life drop.
Is it random life drops?
Yeah, as far as I know, that's totally
okay,
random.
So it's like Mega Man.
And you have to match it in the puzzle to get it. But yeah, my first video, or one of my first videos on the channel, pretty early, was like showing how to combo in this game by like repeatedly doing these jumps. So normally these guys only drop like one gem. I know this game. You didn't even turn into an enemy because I was comboing, but you ruined the combo this time, so I'm probably going to have to hit him. Oh, never mind, I got a heart instead. I don't think that's supposed to happen. That's probably just more tutorial stuff. But yeah, I'll show off more of the moveset. This is just the most useful thing to do, because you can basically juggle enemies almost forever with it.
Dang, this really is like Smash.
So normally there's like a 4-hit combo that does that, but you're really vulnerable after the 4th hit, and it only really knocks enemies away. It barely does any damage. And enemies typically only die in a hit or two. Like, the extra... You have to hit them a lot more to get them to disappear completely with... Like I was doing, like with these long combos.
I feel like you would really like playing as Zero in the Mega Man X games. Because he has a similar close range, just combo enemies like this sort of play style.
I've played Mega Man X4, and playing as
I'm so bad with Zero, though. I prefer X.
I'm gonna let that guy escape just to show what he does. If you see the guy peeking up on the top screen there. And now he'll just try to drop on me, Thwomp style. I also have a low attack and a mid-air attack that I've been doing as part of the combo. I think that's basically everything. Oh yeah, there's the downward stab. I also have this projectile, which the game has told me nothing about currently.
Like, every game with some kind of sword mechanic has, like, the down stab, I swear.
Yeah. But yeah, you can shoot little projectiles, and they'll turn into bigger projectiles if you match stuff in the puzzle while they're on screen. That will come in... Oh, here's where it's about to tell me about projectiles. So you'll also notice there's a combo meter that appears when I match multiple things in a row on the bottom screen, or kill multiple enemies on the top screen. You can keep it going between screens, and it's very lenient about that. By just sort of swapping right before the combo goes away.
I've never really seen a game like this that kind of has this match of platforming combat and puzzles.
Yeah, it's really unique. Like,
yeah, I was gonna... this is really interesting. I was kind of expecting just like a Professor Layton puzzle-focused game.
This is a game just my roommate in college introduced me to freshman year, and I have just... I don't know. he always introduced me to all the weird stuff that I wouldn't have thought to try out otherwise, like that, Rhythm Heaven, Layton,
we all have these,
Layton
like,
Kirby
obscure
Canvas
games
Curse.
no one else has heard of.
I mean, Canvas Curse is a little bit less out there, but so yeah, these gems that they drop.
Toy Story 2 for the N64, so...
I heard that Genesis Toy Story 2 game was fun.
Was it the first? Yeah, I think it would have been the first Toy Story at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The second one is Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue.
Yeah, what's the name of the guy? I don't remember, but there's a channel on YouTube, Game Hut, where the guy who runs it was like a programmer on one of those games, a bunch of those like Disney games back in the day. And he's got some like really cool technical stuff on like how they made certain things that the hardware shouldn't have been able to do. Yeah, so now I can show off. I'm gonna wait until there's the first enemy ambush, because those happen occasionally. But you can see I've got my meter completely full on the bottom screen. Maybe it'll be a while before we see one of those.
I don't know why, I just had the sudden thought, it's like, you know what, I need to finish playing Shovel Knight.
I need to start playing Shovel Knight one of these times, I'm sure.
Just seeing enemies drop gems, I'm like, I need to play this again.
Yeah. As I was about to say, like, the base amount of gems that enemies drop is typically not much at all at this point, like maybe 1 or 2, but if you do these combos, they'll drop ones that are, like, worth a ton more. Like, the one this guy drops, if I combo him all the way to Death After Death, is, like, 8.
So what do the gems do?
You can buy upgrades, and you'll... Like, there'll be a shop I can buy them for after each level.
I always, I wish every platformer had, upgrade systems now.
How many extra lives? The little teacup gives me a bunch of energy all at once.
Is this like Mario 2 where you get additional hearts pickups or something?
Yeah, you can buy extra heart pickups later. But, like, the hearts in the puzzle just, fill the ones you already have.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Now we get to try out the robot. So, I don't know which moves I have by
I
default.
love that Union Jack color scheme.
Oh, I guess I only have this attack and the A projectile. Here I'm about to break a combo here, so I'm gonna continue with
This
the
is Mega Man
puzzle,
X.
and then keep it going on the top screen, and alternate back and forth. So long as there are more enemies within range, I can keep it going basically forever.
So how's Kirby Robobot? I was always interested in that one.
It's nothing like this.
But yeah, I just had the sudden thought. I was like, that one always looked interesting to me.
Yeah, it's one of the more solid Kirby games. Like, honestly, it really does a good job in fleshing out, like, the narrative of each of the worlds. You just sort of progress through an area. Like, you get the sense that you're actually kind of moving on the world. But, like, the
Yeah.
abilities are about the best in the series, honestly. And, like, the Robobot itself is a kind of fun gimmick. I think maybe they slightly overuse it, but it's not, like, too bad. It's nothing like the Hypernova. That, in my opinion, is just totally, like, overdone.
I have a harder time playing platformers on a handheld these days. Just makes my wrists start to hurt. Like, I really like my 3DS XL, my new 3DS XL, but man, isn't maybe a little too bulky.
Yeah, the good thing about, like, this kind of, like, jump after the third hit combo, though, is that you're able to, like, kind of slightly reposition yourself between each hit. Like, every time you jump.
I feel like trying to combo every enemy you see would definitely make the game, like, drag on a lot longer.
Yeah, and
Like, you just have the urge to do it with every enemy.
yeah, and honestly, if I get to doing it like way too much to the point where there's just like no level being shown off, or especially if I die and have to like replay parts of a level, I will try to contain the urge. But like doing these kinds of combos later on when enemies start dropping like 10 or 20 gems if you get them to their final
Yeah,
hit,
I can assume it's very addicting.
and you can buy so many more upgrades so much earlier with it, which allow you to do more damage and such, hit those combos sooner. Like, I will be going for the damage boost ones pretty much first. Like the melee ones especially. I took damage. I don't much like using the robot suit when there's no need for it. I would rather just combo normally. I wish you got something for hitting a 99 combo, because it's totally doable on the majority of stages.
Yeah, you'll get the super suit.
Yeah.
I can't fathom how people get that. Like, I really cannot.
It was a good guess for
What,
when
in
that was.
Bowser's Inside Story?
In Mario RPG.
Oh.
Get 100 super jumps. I forget the exact frame count for them, but I'm pretty sure it becomes frame perfect sooner or later.
I think it's 3 frames, which is not as bad as I thought it was originally. So we got the 99 combo. Not too much to show for it. Uh-oh, there must be a mid-boss or an enemy thing coming up. Otherwise they wouldn't have given me all this health.
Yeah, I love obvious game design like that.
Such an ambush. I think your Twitch... Oh, you know, the Twitch thing wasn't working the other day. Maybe I should, like, double check that that's actually working. I'm gonna lose the... Do I have hearts here? I do. Shoot, I lost my combo. The thing is, if you fall under 2 HP, or if I fall down to 2 HP, I'll lose, like, some of my abilities. Like, I'll no longer be young Hatsworth. Like, I very nearly did, but I somehow got a hit from behind. I'm bad at finding combos quickly. Ah, dang it. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, the obnoxious thing about playing this not on an actual system with a touchscreen is that I can't actually end the robot suit like mode early. Like there's a button I would normally be able to press on the touchscreen there.
Oh, I see.
But I can't actually do that, so I've gotta either move my mouse and touch it. Like that. Or I just gotta have to deal with the whole length of it. And you get a pretty nice gem bonus the first time you clear each stage. Much like Color Splash or Sticker Star or any of those other sorts of games that do this. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Twitch chat open just in case it's not showing up on the stream, so I can at least see it.
Yeah, I also have it up so I can read anything that shows up there. So are you gonna have to be like backtracking to old levels?
There's some secret exits that you can get only later in the game. I don't remember where many of those are, to be frank, but I know I can't get any until I've beaten the first world, so I think we'll just settle for first world tonight, because it's a kind of long game. Like, the levels are pretty long, and they get kind of hard later.
It might be just me, but the game audio seems to be a little bit desynced.
Desynced from what?
The stream audio.
How so? Like, we're speaking at the wrong time, or?
No. I mean, like, the game audio is like... what's happening on the screen, the sound lags by like a half second.
Let me see
I
if
figure that's kind of normal for streams, I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, my desktop audio might actually be lagging. Let me fix that. Let me know if it fixes itself. Oh, there's nothing for you to tell right now. Yeah, Weaselby is kind of the, I forget his name from Layton equivalent. Just sort of the main rival guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Edgeworth from Phoenix Wright.
Not foreshadowing. Oh wait, no. All right, so here we get the first round of most of these are pretty cheap upgrades, which is good because we barely have any gems at the moment. You'll note that the extra silver heart to stay young Hatsworth longer, even the first one, is super expensive. But yeah, this is pretty useful, having more hearts early. But the best ones to go for, I think... Heart Finder. The best ones are Melee Master and Specialist. Specialist works for, like, the robot and powered-up projectiles. Projectile Pro works for literally only the base form of projectiles. So it's kinda worthless. I know this because I, like, played through this game with memory hacking and, like, looked at health values and so forth. And this was way back when, too. Before I actually, like, knew any programming proper.
It's an interesting game, though.
So yeah, now I think we've basically been introduced to most of the main mechanics. And you gain more platforming abilities and obviously more upgrades later in the game. But it's mostly just the levels get harder in what kind of things you have to overcome.
You're gonna get like wall jumps and double jumps.
Yeah. Well, not double jumps, to my recollection. Does it seem like the audio's been fixed? Like the sync, at least?
I can't really tell. I usually have it muted.
Anyone in chat? Yay, nay? Oh, right, that power gave me extra, like,
It looks
melee
like
power.
the audio's back to sync levels, so...
Yeah, I think I just had it desync because normally I'm playing with the Elgato and that has some built-in delay. Hopefully people can put up with that for one level.
Those like instant kill spikes.
I don't think so, but it
Is
might
this
be,
Mega Man?
it's gonna be kind of hard to get out of there with our current suite of abilities.
I really hope it's not like the Mystic Cave Pit in Sonic 2.
These guys are really obnoxious. Didn't even take damage because I damage boosted into it. Yeah, you don't get a dash or anything until pretty late in the game, so this is just kind of movement speed, unfortunately. Unless you damage boost.
You know, to be honest, I kind of prefer like slower paced platformers these days.
It's nice. It lets you line up all of your
Yeah.
attacks pretty easily.
It's just whenever I play like Mega Man X or something, I find myself just dashing into enemies like the whole game, and then I just prefer to take it slow. That's why I like the classic Mega Man. I just prefer like slower, methodical platforming.
If I had done that better, I could have turned around and kept that combo going. Man, there is just nothing on this whole row that wants to match.
Ugh, it's like the barrel mini game from Superstar Saga.
Ah, man, just got comboed there. Didn't even realize I had the extra power. Note how much faster that guy died. Oh, wow, this is not good. I'm gonna try to farm a bit of super meter here. That's why I like leaving these guys here. Okay, now we're good. I feel like you could wall kick up to some of these upper ledges later in the game, but I don't recall there being anything of note in this level. Level 4, I believe, is the first one to have a secret that we can actually get.
Oh, Snow Golem Kirby in the chat wants to know who's talking, like currently, the commentators.
Yeah, this is JDH64 and Cloudy K9. And me, obviously. Wait, all these little guys up here. It kind of feels weird not knowing what any of the enemy names in this are, because I never bought this when it was new.
There's not too many games where I know enemy names like the back of my hand.
I mean, Mario,
Mostly just like Mario, Zelda.
I know some of the Kirby games. Some of them actually tell you on screen, like Amazing Mirror.
Yeah, I appreciate when games do that, like have a bestiary or something.
Or Canvas Coast that tells you what they all are in the credits. I think Dreamland 3 did that as well.
Like a roll call. Like Mario World or something.
Yeah, I wonder if Mario World... Oh no, Mario 2 did it first.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
Dang it. Broke the combo.
It's like a lot of games like don't translate every enemy name, so some games just have very like Japanese enemy names.
Yeah, Mario Land.
I was never too into that game.
That's like the one main line, if you can call it, that Mario game I've never beaten.
It just feels too like a bootleg. It feels like a bootleg Mario game.
Like, I had a TI-83 Mario game, like, for my calculator, someone wrote that, like, seems more like a
That
Mario
played
game. Ah. Oh, Dreamland 2 did as well? Man, I've played that game like twice.
That's the one I never hear people talk about. I don't hear much about Dreamland 3 either.
Dreamland 3 is, I feel, a little underrated. I feel like when it came out is a large part of that. It was like a year and a half into the 64's life cycle.
64?
Yeah, came out in '98.
Huh. I thought that was a SNES game for some reason.
Yeah, it was a SNES game, but it came out like a good while after the 64 was out.
Oh, I see now. It's like Mega Man and Bass, a SNES game that came out in like '96 or something.
That was a SNES game?
Yes, it was.
Yep.
I think the reasoning was like,
well,
let's make something for the people who don't have a PlayStation.
I guess we're on the bottom path now. Good thing there was something down here.
Oh, so it's like Sonic, you got a top path and a bottom path.
We're gonna go back to the top path because I feel like there were goodies up there.
Oh no, you didn't hit the Switch Palace.
I should probably save some of this block matching stuff. Okay, I can't afford to do that too many more times. Okay, I can't even get back up. Why is this here?
I guess to save yourself if you're that not confident in that jump? I don't know.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. This is actually the secret path.
Oh, well, that's unusual.
Well, that was the lucky break, I guess. Yeah. These are just sort of side areas with a bunch of gems. The OCD out there might notice that each color of gem has its own, like, value that's consistent throughout the game. And I always appreciated that.
I kind of, like, usually hope that's the standard for these kind of games.
But there's, like, so many different ones. Like, the green ones are 3, the purple ones are... Like, basically every integer from 1 to 10 has a gem. These are 14, apparently.
You know, like, one of the weirdest things about Skyward Sword to me is that it just got rid of a lot of, like, the rupee values for some reason. It's weird.
But they introduced rupees, if you ever wanted negative ones.
Oh, did you see that post Strider made on Twitter earlier today?
About
The dolly?
Selling the dolly?
for -1 coins.
What a guy. Mario, like, pays a shopkeeper to keep that away from the girl who owns it.
I love those.
Jesus friggin' Christ.
That was a waste of some hearts right there. Yep, I'm not gonna hit that. I forget if the robot suit actually refills your silver hearts when you use it or not. So maybe I shouldn't be too shy about using that in a situation like this.
I feel like it wouldn't be too good in this area with all these low ceilings. Stow Golem Kirby, do I sound like Yoshizilla? I do not know.
Maybe a bit. I've confused him for you in the past when I wasn't looking. To be totally frank.
I'd have to hear his voice again.
Yeah, I just need the energy right now. I presume we're coming... Oh, nope, we're coming up to a screen transition, which is like the opposite of a... Oh, nope, never mind, we get a mid-boss too. Good of them to put a mid-boss in a new screen.
Isn't there... Do you know anything about that Wario Land Master of Disguise game or something?
I do not. The Wario series is not one I've ever played.
But there's like a character in that game who like did the same thing where he made like a robot of his top hat.
Count Cannoli.
Yeah, that guy.
I have that game.
It's I know like one friend who had it, and that's it.
This is some amazing background music. It's a shame you guys can't hear it.
I'm going to cry if I'm on the Mario Galaxy stream, just not being able to listen.
Yeah, really, what's even the point of streaming Return to Dreamland if you... I like how I got pity SP that put me above the line, so I actually went from 1 heart straight to 4. You take you get a little bit of super meter back if you take hits.
And here I thought this was just going to be like the rival character that, you know, would just kind of be in the background, not actually like fighting you.
I know, you fight him a good number of times. Oh.
Oh, so he's the junior trooper.
Basically. You fight him about once a world, I think. That lag. I think that... And I feel like that's emulated properly. It just lags like that in the actual game.
I was gonna say, like, I can never emulate DS very well.
It seems to be running at a... I mean, I don't have a frame count on this, but it seems like it's running pretty smooth.
Yeah, it looks perfectly fine to me. It's probably just more my computer.
Like, the audio sounds fine. That's... I need to not jump into every single one of these things. You know, I should actually use my...
Wow, that's fucking Weevil and Duel Links.
I should
I hate facing Weevils.
Oh wow, yeah, those projectiles do no damage, so never mind, I shouldn't be using them.
I don't know if it's just me, but the projectiles don't look very good in general.
I am gonna take
Don't send me your nice, you. Sorry, I'm just salting a little bit.
I am gonna take a bunch of damage right away. Yeah, you take like... You lose super meter faster, even though you're invincible in the robot suit. You lose it faster if you're taking what would be damage. And I think you end up with this amount of super meter after you like get out of the robot suit anyway. So there's not...
So it doesn't drain the whole thing?
Yeah, this... Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you end it early, it does give you up to half a bar back. I'm trying to remember if there's any reason to do that other than preparing your super meter for later in the level if you know you'll need it. Awkwardly one short of 1,500 gems. 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 You can tell I'm southern. In origin, at least. Well, that is enough for this. And this. P-meter. So there is a running thing after all. No.
It's really called P-meter, huh?
Shoutouts to Mario Bros. 3.
What does that even stand for? I do not understand to this day.
Power, I think?
Pegasus, because flying. Nah, I have no idea.
Pegasus boots, that's more of a Zelda thing.
Where'd they get it? No.
True.
This is like world's slowest quicksand, just like every video game ever, except Mario 64.
That level is so dangerous. It's so strange.
Like, I feel like that game gave plenty of kids irrational fears of quicksand. Lava, that's totally fine. You can take at least a good few hits from that.
You know, I still to this day wonder what the point of like the Tox box section is in that Mario 64 world.
Oh, shifting sandland?
Yeah, like why would you ever go on that path? There's nothing there.
I have no idea.
I mean, it is the easiest way. You don't have to like do some crazy triple jumps or box jumps
sure?
over the desert
sure?
wall.
I think using the box is much easier. It's just like here, take this if you want to go to the pyramid. Don't bother with that long route over instant death quicksand.
It's kind of weird that the silver hearts cost way more than the first red one in this. Because, like, if you... Wow, I have not been comboing enemies. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, Snow Golem Kirby, I should just, like, open a YouTube tab and start playing Super Metroid music to this game.
Oh, what I was gonna say, yeah, like the silver hearts, you only get 2 back if you like become young Hatsworth again. If you like lost it, so you still have to fill it to whatever your new max is. Sort of like in Mario Advance, where you have to fill up to your max hearts if you take a death. Whereas in the original Mario 2, that's like the one thing it was actually nicer about than the remake. Dang it. They give you no time to continue a combo if you like finish hitting an enemy. But then if you like switch to the puzzle, you have multiple seconds to keep it going.
It was like, in theory, they want to make it more difficult, but...
I don't remember when I noticed that that was a thing, because I don't think the game ever, like, neither the game nor the manual ever tells you about combo extension like that. Like, look how long that was. I should have been able to continue it there.
What is this, what is this, 7-2 in Super Paper Mario?
And yet there I dropped it, just by missing the enemy once.
Like, one of my least favorite rooms in Super Paper Mario is that, like, long vertical staircase like this in the underwear.
Just so many corner jumps.
Ugh, I hate those in any game. I hate corner jumps.
I mean, there are certainly worse games to have to platform in. And here again, we have a top-bottom path deal. I'm going to assume top path is preferable. Oh, never mind. And once again, I'm wrong.
I've had the urge to start playing some of those Castlevania games, but I'm like, I know I'm not gonna have fun with the platforming in that game.
I was gonna say. I was like, there's no way I can make that jump. Why is this even here? Oh, that's a heart going off the top. I might want that.
I've had the sudden desire to get a SNES Classic.
I would say it's totally worth it compared to the... Well, that's one way of doing that.
It has all these like games I need to try, like Donkey Kong Country, Kirby Superstar, Castlevania 4.
I like how
My
heart...
interest in Donkey Kong Country has been more than ever after listening to its music.
It's pretty dang good. Both the first 2 games I can speak to. The third I can't, just because I've never played it. Maybe it's a
You
stream.
and everyone else.
Maybe a stream thing for the future, because I do own it on the Wii U. The Wii U's Virtual Console has about everything I could have ever wanted to play that isn't on the SNES Classic.
Sure
Can
would
I
be nice
speak now?
if it was on the Switch. Yeah, go ahead.
So, speaking of Donkey Kong, my ex-roommate Kyle was doing an LP of Donkey Kong 64 because one of his friends actually went crazy playing through the Crash...
Insane Trilogy?
Yeah, the Insane Trilogy. And his friend basically told Kyle, okay, since I'm playing through one of your childhood games, you're going to play through one of mine. And it was Donkey Kong 64. It was going well until he... his Elgato capture actually screwed up after recording over an hour in the Crystal Caves, and he had 2 options at that point. Either continue the game and tell people that, hey, you're just gonna miss a good chunk of the game here, sorry about that, or...
The Cappy method. I mean, what?
Restart and try to get back up to that progress again. But no, he just instead decided to cancel the LP altogether because he was kind of getting tired of it.
Yeah, I never played DK64, or indeed most of the 5th gen collectathons, because I wasn't really into video games, or at least console, like I didn't own a console prior to 6th gen being a thing. I'd played like Mario Kart 64 at a friend's house, and some Mario Party.
I still have Mario Kart 64, that's one of my favorite classic Mario Karts of all time.
I just don't have a frame of nostalgia for most of that stuff as much as the GameCube stuff.
Yeah, same here.
Although, ironically,
When I was really young.
Sunshine just totally slipped me by, and I never played that one for like a decade, nearly.
That game feels impossible when you're 6 years old, take it from me.
It was hard in college.
I know.
It was-
Just imagine, like, 6-year-old me trying to beat that game. Ugh.
It was much easier once I knew how to spam spray. Playing it
Yeah,
in
that mechanic that the
2017.
game doesn't tell you about.
Why is there always one move the game doesn't tell you about that ends up being the most important move in the game? Well, that's a death. No, it's not. There's a bottom path I'm just totally skipping.
I almost dropped my phone.
Now I've been comboing a lot of enemies, just judging... Oh, I can't get back up that yet. Just judging by all the little energy blocks down there. Hello, platform. Yeah, when I replayed through Sunshine, I actually started with Pianta Village.
You actually managed to get up there?
It took me a good while, but I did make it up there.
That's the world they intend you to go to last.
I only played the first 4 stages, I think. I couldn't figure out how to do the one without Yoshi. If it's possible, the Chuckster one.
Oh yeah, there is a skip to get in there. I've done it. It's one of the harder ones if you ask me.
How to try Gelato Skip one of these times.
I've done that actually. I've actually managed to do that one. Took me a good like half hour though.
What? You can tell I totally hit that guy long before I got hit. What happened there? Yeah, I think I may play through the first secret level, actually, because it shouldn't take too long to beat this first world. But the first secret level is, like, way harder than anything you have fought up to that point, because...
Okay, so is it like the Yoshi games then?
Not so much. It's just, like, this one in particular gives you a really good reward, and you're not really meant to get it right away.
Oh, I see.
But, like, you totally can. And then, like, you're just making more bank the whole game, because the secret you get just gives you, like, 15% more gems. Why do I keep pronouncing that gems? Oh, I didn't even realize I was in non-young Hatsworth mode all this time.
So what's the difference between the two again?
One
Is it just you're stronger and faster when you're younger?
One has more health. That's basically it, I think.
Okay.
Ah. Platform? Ah, there we go. Just kind of have to babysit the bottom screen every now and then.
So what are like the world themes in this game? Like you start off in a forest. Is the desert next?
No. We go straight to Sky World.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to jump combo with that guy there. I probably could, because the combo is flexible enough, but yeah, that was the far more likely scenario. With that guy shooting it kind of... What is the point of this bottom?
You know, from what I could tell so far, it's just like always check the bottom path now.
I guess. It's like the opposite of every Sonic game ever.
Every platformer in general, almost.
I know, you can always go down. Unless you can't see it, then it's not really worth the risk. But where are all the hearts when you need them? Heart Finder may be a reasonable thing to invest in. That's not what it's called, but I don't remember what it is called.
I mean, it's an apt name.
Well, guess we're looping around.
You know, I remember Mega Man 11 has a bunch of like upgrades you can buy in the shop, but the way you unlock them in shop sometimes is just the most ridiculous thing ever. There's like a thing you can buy that makes enemies drop more currency, and the way it shows up in the shop is if you're playing the game on a Saturday.
Ah, alright.
It's like the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
You know, I'm not gonna bother with these guys. We're going to go in stark, like, defiance of what the game has been telling us and take the top path. Because there's platforming here. Clearly that's gotta make it more worth it. This is the required path. Which is entirely possible and probable given that we got an enemy gauntlet on the end of it.
Yeah, Snow Golem, Kirby, Metroid Zero Mission's like one of those ones I really want to play, actually. Like that in Fusion.
I really need to look at advanced for what color is the most likely to get me a combo.
You know, those flying enemies are like what you used to think.
What I used to think swoopers looked like, yeah, a bit.
I kept wanting to say Swoopula. I was like, what's the regular version of that enemy called?
Who needs a robot suit, man? I can get 99 combos on my own. All this extra melee power for enemies that have 1 health.
That's also like another thing in Mega Man 11 is that a lot of enemies in the game just die in one shot.
Yeah, that's on the list of games I intend to play in the...
I think it's like one of the best like to get into the series, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Samus Returns was pretty much that.
It's like a very beginner-friendly game for the series, and it's just the most fun if you ask me.
How does the meter stuff work exactly?
Like the gears, you mean?
Yeah.
It's just so you got like a heat meter that's filling up as you're in that mode.
Yeah,
and
hold
if
on. We have
the meter fills up, overheat.
we have like a story stuff, which is to say we're being introduced to the first boss early. This guy has like a manly smoker's cough for a voice.
Oh, is there voice acting?
Just with the same like kind of a sim-esque stuff.
Oh, I see. There's like one of those games where like every now and then you'll hear a voice read one word in the sentence.
But yeah, most of these world themes actually kind of mash up to two kind of archetypes. Like, we have the forest and then the haunty forest. And the next time's the ruins into the sky world.
Yeah, I can tell that this game's going for like that explorers like theme, so I think it's fitting.
We don't have grasslands, we have marshes. And forests. The color palettes are the same, but it's very different.
So it's like Majora's Mask, he started in the swamp. It's not a forest, it's a swamp. It's totally different.
I appreciate how the hearts on the bottom screen blink faster if you have a combo going. I assume that's why that's happening. Gotta love it when I just like rush right in to take a hit because I'm just going to keep my combo. Well, you are not letting me match this thing. I say as I destroy any chance of me matching that thing because I knocked the orange thing onto the same row as the thing under it. At least the purple one will be easy to match. Yeah, there's so many games that I've wanted to mess around with the debug menus in Snow Golem Kirby, but I've just never bothered to like kind of set up the cheat stuff. I even have an N64 Game Shark I've never done anything with.
I have an action replay on my GameCube.
Yeah.
Though it's not that great because I can't add codes. It's just like whatever it comes with is what you get.
Really? I thought you could add codes
Yeah.
with the GameCube.
Probably another kind.
Yeah, the DS was great.
Ugh, yeah, I used to have one. Oh,
They
that
even
was
had
so
like a
fun.
trainer that did kind of memory watch-esque stuff.
Used to have one for like Game Boy Advance and DS, but those just kind of stopped working after a while.
These guys give a lot more gems than your usual enemy, and the bottom screen is why. Any enemy with like kind of a skull motif. If you don't combo it all the way to like super death, you get those skull blocks, and you have to get 3 of those to match, and they don't match with anything else unless you get a power up.
I am steadily getting more and more irritated and tilted by doing it, so I think I'm going to dip out. Enjoy the rest of the stream, everyone.
Okay, take care. Play something less salty if it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing Splatoon earlier today, and ugh. Sometimes you just need to stop.
I never got into that. I bought it for what's it called, Black Friday one year, and never played it. Sold it for Color Splash.
I mean, it's really fun, but once you start getting into ranked, it's
Yeah,
not
that's the
fun.
thing. It's like it seems like one of those games that if I don't know, I would have been more likely to pick it up and have fun with than like say Pokken Tournament, which I
Yeah,
really,
it's like,
really wanted to like, but like just
Like,
no one I knew
I don't
played
wanna-
it.
I don't want to judge your choice in games, but it's like, I feel like you could get more fun out of Splatoon if you put it in than something like Pokken or Color Splash.
I mean, I
It'd be
played,
nice if all these games weren't $60.
yeah. I mean, I played Color Splash once. That counts as like more value than No Times. And I don't think I paid the full 60 for it either. Got it at a slight discount, and then I sold
Again,
it back
that's-
for half the value. So, hey, I only had to pay
That's
like
why I
15
keep-
bucks to play it once. That's
So
like
I
a
keep
movie.
recommending Mega Man 11 to people because it's like, hey, it's $30. It's really fun.
Hey, this game is $5 if you look on eBay, man. That you can't beat that value proposition, and you have a 3DS in all likelihood.
I've had 2 3DSs.
That is $60 to get the lowest versions thereof that are functionally not too much different.
You know, it's like most first party like DS and GameCube games. When I look online, they're like more expensive than I wish they were.
Yeah, that generation is just sort of in the awkward
Yeah, I know it's in
spot.
that weird. It's like you can't get it on modern consoles, but
2011, man. That was the time to get GameCube stuff, right when before GameCube became nostalgic,
exactly.
but when it was still outmoded.
Had to spend like $40 to get Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
As I spent 15 bucks for TTYD back in 2011.
Ugh, if only. I spent $70 on Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii.
Oh yeah, couldn't you get that on the eShop? Didn't they eventually put it on there?
Yeah, eventually, way after I got the game.
Boy, they are getting...
But to be fair, it's not the kind of game I'd want to play on a 3DS.
Oh right, I forgot that was on the 3DS.
Yeah, I know.
It was
What a
on-
weird game
it
to
was-
port on there.
One of the 2 3DS games you could only play on the new 3DS.
It's even the other one. I cannot remember any of them.
Yeah, I say 2. I don't actually remember a second.
All else I know is those Super Nintendo games you get on the eShop.
Hedging my bets.
But I very much like having Earthbound on a handheld, honestly.
This is true. Wish
Is,
they...
is Earthbound Beginnings on?
No, I was
3DS
about to
eShop?
say, I wish it were. They haven't
Yeah, I would,
released
I
it
would
on...
totally play it on that.
I think that's Wii U exclusive currently. Like, it's not on the Classic, it's not on the NES Online app.
It's a game I want to replay again. I still really enjoy that one.
Yeah, it's a game I wouldn't
Even
mind...
though it's grinding the game, but...
Yeah,
I like the
I object to that. In fact, I kind of want to stream it one of these times and prove it can be beaten with no grinding at all.
Except for when you start out, I think that's like
yeah.
one time
I mean,
it's,
like you can grind.
Really need to be honest. Those zombies in Podunk will just kill you.
I mean, this is true, but you could grind for like maybe like 15 minutes and assuage most of that.
It's been like years since I played it, and back then I didn't really understand. Like, hey, maybe I should use these stat buffs because they're actually really good.
Yeah,
unlike Earthbound stat buffs.
I like that that's a thing that Vinny's been making use of in his Mother 3 playthrough.
Yeah, even he can tell it's like, hey, offense up is really good.
Do I take damage from this? Yes, I do. So, there's probably something under there, but I am not gonna find out what it is. Dang it, guys, can't I have a moment's peace?
Take it from me, it's really nice having a reproduction cartridge of Mother 3 on GBA.
Yeah, I do. I feel dirty. I didn't buy it, and, like, I feel really bad for owning it, just because, like, that's very much expressly... it's very expressly against what the whole model was meant to be. Like, I haven't played it. I own it, but I haven't played it. Like, I would sooner get, like, a Retron 5 or something to... Oh, I guess I would still need the cartridge for that, though. Never mind. I would need a flash card, which... Those things are ludicrously hard to find. Like...
I think it just took me, like, $20 just to get a Mother 3 cartridge, to be honest.
Yeah, they're not expensive. I just don't like the idea. And I will never, ever recommend someone play it that way, just to say.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, man, I hate the Twitch chat isn't showing up here. Restream, like, changed the way they did their chat app, and I didn't have the time to verify it was all working.
Yeah, there's someone here called Super Neil 644, but his only message so far is just JD Aster.
JD Aster, which is, like, almost correct. Dang it, I don't think I've gotten a full combo on too many of these guys. They give a lot of gems if you get them all the way up. Dang it, broke the combo yet again. Let's do a little bit of babysitting our bottom screen here. Clear these skulls out of here. There we go.
I don't know why this bottom screen is just making me think of that one mini game in Bowser's Inside Story, the carrot one, the one everyone hates.
Yeah, it's been so long.
I'm just trying to remember how it played.
I know, it's been so long since I played the game. I honestly don't even remember what was bad about it. Dang it.
It's like, I don't know why, I was never really into this game as much as everyone else apparently is.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's not bad or
I
anything,
dislike fewer things about it than anything after it, but
It's just like, to be honest, I'd rather play Partners in Time.
I feel like the internet has convinced me that there is probably less to like about that game than I...
Yeah, I don't blame you, but it's like...
But at the same time, there's less to dislike. I really don't care for most of the minigames in Bowser's Inside Story. I really don't care for playing as Bowser all that much.
I don't either, it doesn't add much to me.
Like, it's novel, but it's kind of annoying getting cooped up as playing as him so often early game. And then suddenly they're like, oh hey, you know what, no, here's the entire world map, go to the 2 pixels you missed in each of the other areas all at once.
That game's plot also just feels so half-baked to me.
Yeah, they kind of just sort of invented anything they needed as they went along.
It's like, Fawful's back, that's really cool, but...
Like, before you guys all start hating on me, it's a good game. I like the game.
It is.
I may still, as much as the DS one seems to be totally unchanged, I may still buy it, just because I'm curious how they change the balance of things.
From what I've so far, like, not very, but I haven't seen too much of it.
talk about this game. This is the best track in the game, and it only appears in this level. It's, I believe, the only level tune that only appears in one level.
It's always a shame when that happens in a game where it's like the best song in the game plays in a single level.
I'm trying to think of other examples off the top of my head.
But then it's like, is that why we like those kinds of songs? Because they only play once and they feel more fresh?
I mean, like, it's just weird because it's the only one where that's the case. Like, there are other
Yeah,
things,
but it's like that's why it stands out.
like Gusty Garden only plays in one level, but like,
That has a lot of stars in it. So.
yeah, and a lot of tunes only play in one level in that game.
Well, what is it like? They gave like the most stars to like Dusty Dunes, and that's like the most boring level in the game.
Yeah, it's probably my least favorite galaxy in that game, but half of the stars are kind of fun. It's just the rest are really obnoxious. Like
I like that one secret pyramid.
Yeah. It's just the most obnoxious star is the one you have to play like 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. That's also the world where they like do that like, here, lead a bullet bill to this glass case, and I always hated that.
Like, it's fun in theory, but in practice it's just really
Yeah, no,
obnoxious
it's just
to
kind of
line
like the
up.
same thing. It's just kind of like slowly waiting for the bullet bill to launch out and then follow you.
Am I missing anything in chat? I can't read the YouTube chat the way I have it set up currently.
Yeah, I might have to bring that up myself. I think Super Mario Bo's there in the YouTube chat.
I want to keep this... No! Dang it, I switched screens before it actually registered the combo. Okay, now I can actually worry about living. Okay. See, I like it when you just get super meter automatically like that. Jeez, they just throw everything at you here, and I've already lost the super again. If I fell down on like a half-block hole, that would be kind of impressive. Also, wow, there are literally no more places for enemies to go here. I'm gonna get so much super meter from this, I'm gonna fill it all the way up from nothing.
Usually not like my favorite mechanic in these kinds of games, where it's just like you get locked in a room and have to fight a bunch of enemies.
Yeah, they do a decent...
It definitely depends on the game, though. Like, this looks more fun than most.
Yeah, they do a good job of like making you like try to go for combos and or like stay alive. Like it's a nice dynamic.
I remember Sonic Rush on the DS, of all games, has that mechanic. Like, imagine a 2D Sonic game where you get locked into a room and have to fight enemies. It's very strange.
That sounds like what a 3D Sonic game would try to do to have an identity.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But those games usually have more combat mechanics.
Alright, these break in one hit. Breakable puzzle blocks. I feel like this timer thing is never useful.
What does it do?
It just stops enemies, but I feel like it never stops them in a place I want them to be stopped.
When there's like one enemy on screen?
Yeah, I get them when there's like nothing to use it on, and then it just sort of like accidentally gets comboed later before I have a chance to do anything with it.
Yeah, Snow Golem Kirby. I assume he might be a little rusty. When's the last time you played this game?
Rusty... Why?
He looks fine to me, but...
Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm taking most of this damage intentionally. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're
I know.
talking about. No. I mean, like...
Like, hey, Snow Golem Kirby, have you played this game?
I'm not sure whether that was meant to be sarcastic or not, firstly.
Yeah, I don't know either. He could be.
Because, I mean, like, I think I'm playing with a reasonable modicum of skill
I have
here,
not
but
seen
I
this
don't...
game before, but he looks fine to me.
Yes, I could be avoiding more hits, but, like, I can survive these hits. It barely means anything in these early levels.
This isn't like Vinny, where you can tell where he hasn't played a game before. No offense to him or anything.
mean, he picked up Mother 3 good and nice,
Yeah,
I will say, for having, like, not played it before.
yeah, because if you ask me, that game can be really rough on your first time. Like, well, every Earthbound game, to be honest.
Okay, these guys are super annoying. Get hit by 2 fully charged projectiles, even though I'm pretty sure you die from 1. And if you survive that, I'm gonna combo you with, like, dang it! I was hoping I would be able to combo it to death, like, after it fell. What is the point of these? I guess just to get out, if you fall in those little gaps. I don't know what the point of this whole room is. There's no boss here.
Yeah.
Oh, that already got
What
killed.
happens if you do fall in that water?
Nothing, I don't think.
Oh, okay. It's just, here, get out.
I am going to save these hearts. Well, one of them at least. Oof. What? Yeah, we're not comboing at the moment, so... Boy, some of these just shoot... Just non-stop.
It's a good thing they're not making you do corner jumps there.
Yeah, that would be kind of obnoxious.
Maybe later in the game, though, I don't know.
I don't know if this
Like,
is a well-suited engine for doing corner jumps.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, it's like, how hard does the platforming really get, though? I feel like this is the kind of game where it's more about the enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, later the enemy, like, trust me, this may look kind of, like, easy and that I'm just kind of breezing through it at the moment. But yeah, I guess I said that all of the enemies give, like, unique, or all the gem colors are consistent. That white one gives more than one, obviously.
I kind of want to start a counter for when you say gyms.
Gyms? Oh, boy.
And then you're going to stream Pokemon, and then you're going to keep saying Pokemon gems.
Yeah, Pokemon gems. Those are what you evolve, like, your Pikachus with, right? The Thunder Gem.
No, those are in black and white. And then
Oh, yeah, right.
They kind of just got rid of those, though.
Yeah, what happened to those?
They were just like, nah, let's get rid of these.
Except the normal gem. That one can stay. Normal
And
gyms
buffed up.
cannot. Those are very rare.
Buffed up, fully powered return. That's some good damage. Maybe with, like, Z crystals, they were like, let's not have 2 gems for each type. That might get confusing.
Yeah, but they
At
weren't
least
in
that's
Gen
my
6
theory.
either. Were they? I'm pretty sure
I
they
don't
weren't.
remember. But then again, Gen 6 was the gen of, let's just not bring all this stuff back.
They brought most of it back. That's like one of the few things they didn't bring back. I like how you're on the left side of that room there, you're just sort of building a wall to keep the skeleton guy from being able to fire stuff at you.
Was it like Mario 2, where you just build a wall with the mushroom blocks? So that things can't shoot at you?
Where is my cursor? Dang it, I keep switching too early. And losing my combo. Then I awkwardly get, like, super meter when I enter the next room.
So how many, like, worlds does the game have in total?
It has 5, each of which have 5 levels and a boss. And then there's 10 secrets in all, and I don't remember where they are.
What did the secrets do?
Secret levels.
Oh, okay. Those just give you, like, more gems and stuff?
I think it's 10. Maybe it's fewer than 10. Yeah, they give you more gems and such. About half of them give you extra suit parts that you wouldn't... that aren't mandatory to be, like, the best gentleman or whatever the plot of this game is. Well, guess I'm
Yeah,
not
it's like,
taking
I
that
really
path.
hope- I really hope it's not like Mega Man X, where if you don't get the upgrades, you're just kind of at a supreme disadvantage.
I imagine you can beat this game just fine with just, like, a reasonable number of upgrades. I mean, probably
Great
none at
Hatsworth
all, if
challenge
we're gonna
runs
be
when-
frank, but like... Yeah, there's like a second, like there's a hard mode in this game that unlocks when you beat it, where everything does a heart more damage.
The typical harder mode, just make things deal more damage.
Yeah, it's, by and large, like... And it's not
Just a
just that,
novelty.
actually. Like, the puzzle scrolls a ton faster, and the P meter goes down so much more quickly that you actually do have to, like, kind of watch what you're doing. But you also keep all your upgrades, so it's like kind of New Game Plus-ish.
For a sec, it sounded like it makes the puzzles easier, and I was like, "Was this Luigi's Mansion, Hidden Mansion? You deal more damage."
I want to get these guys out of here, but it's tedious to get every block out of the way. And after that, I didn't actually match them. That down tilt is nice. Oh. Well, if I'd stayed on the top path that whole time, that thing is a ridiculous number of gems.
Definitely have Smash on the brain. Down tilt.
Yeah, that's what it is. You can't smash a D-pad. Even though the Wiimote may have other opinions.
I feel like down tilts are like the moves you barely use in Smash Brothers.
Unless your character just has a broken combo setup with one. Yeah.
Like Simon and Richter.
Yeah. Doubles is a ridiculous two-frame. I say this as if I have any idea how to play Smash.
Same, to be honest. It's been a couple days since I even played it.
Just if Cappy puts up highlights, ignore the first match I play. Ignore the second too, but especially ignore the first. Yeah, that was definitely avoidable.
I had to like ask a bunch of friends, like, what do people keep talking about this like buffering thing in Ultimate that everyone hates? Because I did not understand what it meant.
I retweeted it on Twitter. I have no idea what it is. I'm sure it's bad though.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't think I noticed it, but then again, I don't know Smash enough to really.
I haven't
know.
died to an Ike Nair yet, so
Yeah.
it's an improvement from Brawl. Maybe. Oh, this actually stops new enemies when they come into the screen. It's not as bad as I thought. Was I getting
When I
hit?
first saw that hourglass, I just thought it was a gem.
Well, I guess that thing's gonna hit things off screen instead of letting me use it on this guy. Ah. Gosh, this is still going. It's almost like they intend for you to use these super things to keep them sane.
Those enemies remind me of that one Kirby enemy that gives you the fire power-up.
Oh yeah, like the... I forget its name.
It's like
Flamer.
the plus-shaped sort of looking things. I
Yeah,
forget.
Flamer or
With the
something.
one eye.
Oh, Snow Golem, I can give you the commentary role if you want. Admittedly, I haven't really thought about giving those out recently.
I'm still surprised he gave me it.
And you're a good commentator.
First time I've done it, but it's more that I just have pent-up commentary after years of watching.
Yeah, I think that was most of it. It's like you seem to have good observations, and that is something I like in commentary. Yeah, that blue chest we missed is basically just like half of the gems in this. Like, those are massive bonuses if you can find them. But I slipped off the top path the second I got on it, so that wasn't gonna happen. So, I don't think you can refight the bosses in this game other than playing the hard mode, which is really bizarre.
I used to be all about just like boss fights in games. You know what I used to do when I was younger is that in like Paper Mario or Super Paper Mario, I'd literally leave save files before a boss just so I could fight them again.
Oh, I did that. I did that with anti-guys
Yeah.
all the time.
I was like, you know, this is really fun. I want to do this again. 'Cause I had so much fun with the first Brobot fight in Super Paper Mario. I was like, I want to do this again. And that was also like back before I knew about music extensions on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Just beating games to hear the end credits
Yeah,
back in the
just
day.
to hear a certain music track I really
Like,
liked.
I really wanted to hear the Super Mario Brothers Deluxe credits again, but good night is that game. A bear to play through. You have to beat the lost
It's like-
levels with the gimp jumps.
It's like, remember when sound tests used to be like worthwhile features in games before YouTube?
Oh. I should get some free hits on this guy. Slash Bride.
I love these boss designs, to be honest.
The music's
I love
really
this whole,
good
like-
in all of them too.
I love this British aesthetic the game's got.
I don't remember what. Oh, enemies. We can deal with that. Oh, I'm still doing damage to the cake mech too.
Sheesh, I miss the era of sprites, 2D sprites in games. You know, that aren't indie games anyway. I miss when this was like the standard.
Dang it. I guess I shouldn't try too hard to get combos and gems in boss fights. I can't get too many. Oh, I should have, like, bought some upgrades. I have 3,000 gems. Surely there's something. So yeah, the bosses actually mess with the,
The puzzle thing down there.
I don't remember what these do. I think they stick their... Yeah, I can't swap that. So you're kind of stuck with them in the place they are.
What is it? Is it shooting lima beans or something?
Yeah, they're like sprouts of some sort.
These actually like look really fun though, these boss fights.
Up. Perhaps I should have stood anywhere but there.
Yeah, but for like a game with like a stage select, it's weird to not just go back and refight a boss.
Yeah. I don't think I'll need that part. I kind of forgot that, again with the pity SP into full health. It's a true combo. What's the point of hitting those things if they have to hit so many times before they disappear anyway? I keep hitting the wrong button. Trying to hit these projectiles because it's hard to get good damage on this guy. I don't know what happens if those fully sprout. Maybe I should let it happen one of these times.
Yeah, like half the fun of doing Let's Plays or streams is doing things you'd never do otherwise, just to see what happens.
Let it happen. Ah, drat it. I thought I had more health than that, or I would have used the heart. Maybe I should move?
It's like the game's using combos as a means to make you more likely to get hit by things.
I should really be watching for that. I feel like I've never not gotten hit by that when it did the near shot. Yeah, let me get rid of that high one at least. Do I need the hard? Yeah, we'll take it. Why not? I thought like maybe the taller sprouts would mean that it would also block the blocks on top of it, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, it's just very, it's like, it doesn't look like too much of a hindrance.
I like how I just noticed she's using like the groom thing from the top of the cake to shoot at me.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I don't think that's getting any taller, is it? Like the thing in the puzzle? No, they just sort of just grow up to a height.
It's like 3 blocks high. Looks like that's all they go up to.
I guess it's supposed to like cover your view? I don't know. You tell me, game.
First major boss,
There. The gimmicks do get a lot harder to deal with.
Man, talk about a missed opportunity. This was the kind of boss fight Mario Odyssey needed. Wedding cake themed boss.
This is true. The final brutal one is kind of wedding cake-ish. Not really.
What, a giant robot?
Same difference. I mean, case in point. It can be both. I'm not gonna jump there because I'm afraid it's just gonna kill me if I do. And we get a suit part get. And these let me wall kick for some reason.
Was that say pantaloons?
Yep. That must have been fun to voice act.
Voice acting is one of those things I've very much considered as a hobby, just for the fun of it.
But yeah, this is like a fifth of the game. And it's already, like, not trivial. Skysland. Or Skyland? Because it's a silent S? A masterpiece. And we get a robot upgrade at the end of each chapter.
And I didn't think that was the sort of thing that's upgradable. It's just like, here's your super attack.
I know, it gets a ton more moves. I don't even remember what half of them are.
Does it really need it, though?
Yeah, the up and A one's super useful. It's just like a beam that hits everything everywhere. Yeah, so now we can wall kick. I'm pretty sure this is the level that has the secret. Yeah, we will just sort of blitz our way through at the moment.
Yeah, backtracking's not usually my favorite thing in a game, but if it's worthwhile, I don't usually mind it.
This one's definitely worth it. And most of the secret levels, I don't think most of the secret exits are too far into their respective levels.
We're not going to have a color splash situation, are we, where there's two exits right next to each other?
Three.
You have to go through the whole level.
3 in the case of, whatever that level's called, Moss something Forest.
Like, if the backtrack is meaningful, I don't mind it then.
I hope I'm not misremembering this, and, like, you have to actually sink through the, quicksandish stuff.
Yeah, there's always one secret like that.
I think that might be the first level. But I think you need more than that to be able to get that one. Again, this is operating off of 7-year-old memory, so I haven't played this game since 2011 or 12.
I mean, you remembered all of the New Super Mario Bros. Exits just fine.
Oh yeah, but I played that game a lot more than this one.
So did I, but I couldn't hardly remember any of the secrets in that game. Except for the mini mushroom ones, because they're obvious and they're very obnoxious usually.
I don't remember, I really don't know why I thought you needed the mini mushroom for the Bowser secret, like that 1 star coin. I must have been hitting that switch wrong.
It probably just made it easier as when you're younger.
I was probably hitting the switch from the wrong side. Or maybe I was just really bad at wall kicking.
Yeah, wasn't it just a simple wall jump? I don't remember too well.
Like I just hit. I think what I. Yeah, I don't know. It probably just didn't occur to me that you could hit the switch from below. And like you normally do with the Switch, stomp on it from above. I always thought you had to ground pound the block, I guess, to be able to hit the Switch. And now we can take the top path. Given that we end up in a different place, this is probably the secret.
It's a very Mega Man X wall jump, where you just need one wall to climb up.
Yeah. They are pretty lenient with that.
It's not like the new Super Mario Bros. Wall jumps, where you need 2 walls.
Unless you have a mini mushroom, then you can do whatever the heck you want.
Be fun if there were more secrets that involved that use, but maybe that wouldn't be too intuitive. I swear in like 3D world, there's like half the secrets in the game are just here's a very tall wall, climb up with the cat bell.
I still don't know how you're supposed to get that one silly green star in the 7th castle without using a cat suit from outside the level. Like, I can't believe that that's actually the way to do it. I must be dumb, because that's the only level that has anything like that. Is that not the secret?
I haven't played it in too long.
Oh no, this is the secret. This has to be the secret. That is not where I thought that was going to be. Can I even get back up there? Okay. Alright, this has to be towards the secret.
Man, those are the worst in any games where it's like you get one chance at like a secret or something, and if you miss, you have to start over.
Yeah. And then this guy damaged, like, knockbacks you off the the platform.
Now that is Castlevania design. Knockback.
Oh gosh.
It's literally like how every challenge in Castlevania is designed.
Get these enemies off the top of the bottom screen.
It's even a power-up in Mega Man 11, if I remember.
What is?
There's a power-up that just reduces all knockback.
Heh.
Even though, at least if you ask me, it's pretty forgiving in that game to begin with.
That would be pretty cool if, like, Super Metroid had a anti-knockback suit.
Yeah.
So the Metroid games have a fair bit of that as well. Although it's kind of like instantaneous. It's not really physics-based.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of like you get knocked back a bit. It's more just that it stops, like, wall jumps, what makes it annoying in that game.
I love it when I can't find the one color that wants to be matched. Surely we have to be getting there now. Why are there 3 screens of this? Okay, this has to be it.
It just really wants you to feel good for finding these secrets.
It's like that secret exit, or not even the secret. Oh no, there was a secret exit in Space Zone 1 in Mario Land 2, where you have to just jump on those blocks for forever.
I still need to play that one.
It's a very short game. If you have a 3DS, I think it's on the Virtual Console.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like $7, $8 or something.
Alrighty. Now let's see if we can... I really should buy some upgrades first. Hold up, let's do that. I have...
But it's like, it gets so addicting getting a high total of currency.
Yeah, there's 5 digits and everything. 6250. There's a round number, if ever there was one. Yeah, we'll do this. Oh, man, this is so cheap. Let's do it twice. Now we're going to have so many unused hearts that we use at the wrong time. But no. This is going to be... Last one I do today. This is a significant jump in difficulty. There are crushing walls. And just kind of bad enemy placements. Okay, that one was entirely my bad.
Those are always the best way to add challenge.
Like, they're not quite mean. Like, they're strategically placed.
That's why I would not recommend Mega Man and Base unless you're really into the series. That game is just like a mean enemy placement, the video game. It's the kind of game that puts extra lives at the beginning of hard sections, because it's like, we know you're gonna die here.
This is like, if you're coming here immediately out of World 1, you'd better already know how to wall jump pretty well. Hey, look at that, corner jumps.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, at least the wall jump makes corner jumps not really a thing.
Oh boy, let's catch on every wall possible except for instead of jumping across like we intended. This first section is just so annoying to replay if you die. That's the one thing I don't like much about this level. Like, rushing through this section is kind of a silly idea.
What are the checkpoints in this game?
New screens, and I think this level has one of them. So, one screen. So, no checkpoints. Should have matched that further over. To get these off the screen. Wish I had a projectile that can hit downward. It's almost like you unlock one in the next world.
Yeah, I see what you mean here. It's like a level design. It's like, maybe come back to this if it's hard at first.
Some hearts galore. I haven't gotten a single one yet. Other than the one I had at the beginning of the level. That is going to be really hard to dodge.
Oh, wow. That spike shaft there.
Should not be wasting these blocks. Oh wait, can I scroll the puzzle faster? Did I really miss that guy? Dang it. At least I have half a bar already, because it was pretty full.
That looks very hard to avoid damage there.
What's the button? Is there a button to scroll faster? No. I was imagining that. Unless it's B. I could have sworn there was a button to scroll the puzzle faster. I guess I am thinking of Tetris Attack is the most likely scenario. Oh, those wall guys do actually take 2 hits. That's kind of surprising. He won't survive this.
Is your projectile, like, weaker than your melee attack?
Yeah, it's pretty weak, and it also doesn't make enemies flinch, usually.
Yeah, it's usually how projectiles work.
It is ranged, which is kind of why you want a projectile. We do have 2 hearts there. Don't need them yet, but maybe I will. Kinda close to full SP again. Should have done the downward attack. You can reach pretty dang far with it. But these are like those freaking baseballs. Okay, I definitely need a heart now, even though I'm about to hit super.
What, the smash baseballs?
Oh, like charging Chuck baseballs.
Oh, those.
Again with the
I
damage
was
boost
thinking
to
of
full.
Yoshi's Island.
Again with the damage boost to full there. I didn't even realize there were spikes down there. Okay, this is even worse to climb than the other wall. Maybe I'm totally wrong about the crushing walls being the problem. Okay, we are going to farm SP here. Not for too long. Hopefully I can get it off this.
And you said, like, the other secret levels don't get as hard as this one?
This is probably the hardest secret level. I don't know, there might be ones in World 4 or so that are harder, but for when you get this, it's super
I know.
difficult.
This looks insane. For World 1, anyway.
I really want hearts. I shouldn't have wasted that other one. And I'm not... Oh, no, I'm pretty close to a bar. I'll just wait it out.
Can the robot climb walls?
Nope.
Yeah, I did not think so.
Snow Golem Kirby, I'm just gonna beat this level. And then call it a stream. Boy, did that guy... Where did he even go? Did I hit him? You're really meant to have the bomb freaking projectile for this, I think. There's just no good way to approach these guys.
Now, this section is right out of a Mega Man X game. It really is. Like, just like this.
Like...
Except at least the spikes aren't instant kill.
That did 2 damage. That's probably what was hard about this level. Okay. Well, now we're almost dead again. Gee whiz.
Yeah, okay, so the spikes are still very dangerous, though. Good to know.
Yeah, I'm not even, like, I'm one hit from death, unless I... Well, one hit from spike death. I remember this being hard, but not this hard. Well, alrighty then. We'll try that again. I think that was a decent way through the level, though. Like, that was well over halfway, I think. There's an enemy gauntlet at the end, but I think that's nothing compared to what we've seen thus far. Like, enemy gauntlets can be cheesed. Even without the robot, there are ways to cheese enemy gauntlets. These are...
Get them trapped in a combo.
Just use bullet time by swapping between the puzzle and the real thing at like kind of optimal moments. Thank you for the heart drop.
Yeah, I could definitely see how this would wear thin very quickly. This is like dying in a game is one thing, but then having to redo entire levels is probably the worst part of it sometimes.
I really didn't want to have to take that hard. I'm gonna try to combo normal blocks just to get these guys further down. Ah, I missed the heart. That doesn't match. That one's yellow. How did I get hit by that?
Yeah, even I could see that. I was like, wow, that hit you? Huh.
This guy dies in only a couple of hits. Gotta take a hit, I think. I can't wait this out, unfortunately, I think, and I'm not even sure that's a yellow block. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, man. Never mind, the P-meter is way slower than I remembered it being. Okay, I could dodge that. Boy, you have to be kind of precise with these jumps. You have to get in a good pattern.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you gain a lot of altitude when you wall jump.
I think part of that is I keep sticking to the wall too soon. One of those will probably hit. I think they do die in one hit. I just switched screens too early to see the impact last time. Trying to keep the skulls because they're worth more super meters, so if I need that later to get back to 5 health in a hurry. I wonder if I can hit this guy from underneath the platform. Probably with perfect timing. That was really badly timed. Okay, you don't even need to power that up. Alright, I can drop through these. That was not a trade we wanted to take.
I've really learned to respect when a game isn't afraid to be difficult, though.
I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I guess I do need the super meter now. I'm gonna keep as many of these skulls around as possible. You know, generally a good idea. Boy, I'm gonna lose this silver heart immediately. That's the worst, because, like, it's all your fault when you do that.
Ooh, definitely.
That's just not paying attention to where I am spatially. Oh, this is nowhere near a full health. We are not in a good position. I can't get this down, so I'm gonna wait out another row of blocks. I'm not gonna jump up this when one hit is death.
You know, Mega Man and Base had like a power-up where it's like if you stand still for a very long time, it'll slowly heal.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is if this takes me more than a couple more tries, I'm just gonna save it for next time where I have the bomb power, and that'll make that a lot easier to hit things on these walls.
Like, this is gonna turn into a Vinny thing where he's like, hey, one more try. And then 2 hours pass.
At least these wall segments are more nicely spaced than the ones earlier. Thankfully there's no fall damage. It's like, I am not gonna try to hit the wall in the right place. I'm just gonna take the fall and come back later. Okay.
Like, sorry, any 2D platformer that has fall damage is just dumb, I'm sorry.
Yep, here's where we got crushing.
I'm very thankful Mario Galaxy did away with fall damage.
Come on, man. Fall damage is a staple. Haven't you played Donkey Kong?
I thought that was Jumpman, not Mario. Totally different.
This is true. Whoop! Almost forgot what I was doing there. We're gonna
But
wait
then
it
Super
out.
Mario Odyssey of all games kind of retconned that, didn't it? Of all the characters to bring back, I never expected to see Pauline again.
I feel like I'm having frame drops. That's not a good feel. Really? You're
I
gonna make me do this
feel like
game?
these moving things might be affecting it, though.
Okay. Yeah, these crushes
Looks fine
are
to me.
obviously one-hit death, but
Oh, really? Like the spikes on the sides?
no, the spikes themselves are not. If I get crushed between them and the wall, they are. I don't think the spikes are at any rate. I don't intend to find out if I can help it, but
It seems more like... Okay, no, never mind. At this point, yeah, maybe crushing is a lot more of a hazard.
okay, we made it up that. I think we're to the final bit here with the enemy gauntlet, so I'm just gonna build up a little bit of super here and go in with nearly like the full. I mean, we're full health. What can happen? I've got a heart. They can't possibly throw any. Oh gosh!
I live by the better safe than sorry mentality, so...
Okay, we're taking this. That
Oh,
might
hey,
have been a
new
little
enemy.
silly. I should leave some of those purple blocks if I want to get that heart eventually. Reskinned enemy. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, already.
I forgot that these guys could shoot that far. Oh gosh, this guy. I forgot these were here. These are not supposed to appear at this point in the game. Yeah, we're gonna try to get as close to 2 as possible. Thankfully, enemies give a lot of super. I forget how much damage they do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and heal now.
Imagine being 10 years old and, like, just nonchalantly trying this level.
Whew, almost jumped into that. Those boar guys just do not like you standing next to them. I nearly got hit there.
It's a good thing you can just, like, juggle many enemies at the same time.
I have to be listening. I think that was another guy spawning. I can't combo! Oh, we're cool. Okay, this will be easy mode from here on out.
Yeah, worst is over, hopefully.
Yeah, now imagine this not knowing the optimal way to do these jump combos. That was me playing the first couple of times through the game.
I can imagine.
Uh,
Oof.
That was the last guy. Totally not necessary.
Isn't that how it always goes?
So yeah, there was absolutely no possible harm. So yeah, 15%, not a ton, but it's enough to make a difference over the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Gotta get the earlier you can is the better.
Isn't that how it always goes in these games where it's like you have a super attack and it's like, I need to use this when the time is right, and then the time is never right?
I don't even have enough for that coward thing, do I? Now it's 400. Yeah, the coward's comfort is basically the way to do the damage boost into 5 health, and I did accidentally twice. From way lower health, or way lower super meter. But yeah, here's your first taste of this game, and it gets harder than that. That's the hardest it'll be for a while, but it's never trivial from this point on.
It's actually like really fun to watch.
Yeah, those of you that are commentating, so you, listen to the
Yeah,
music. It's so good.
Yeah, remind me to go back and listen to this. Like post it in the. Should post it in the Discord.
Yeah, what I may do is post the soundtrack in the Discord, because that was available for free download for a very long time on EA's site until they just sort of like...
Yeah, is this game too obscure for the music extended channels on YouTube?
You probably... I don't know. Like 7 years ago, yes. There were only a handful of tracks I could find. Some of them even had comments by the composer on them, so that was pretty cool. Well, again, I got to meet in real life. He worked at
Yeah, it's always cool when that happens.
Worked where I did when I first moved up here, briefly. But yeah, this has been a good stream, and I will hopefully be back to doing this somewhat weekly. Anyway, this has been...
Yeah, holidays always kind of mess with this.
Yeah. Well, this has been JDH64. See you next time.